If there is anything at all to the existence of ghosts, then this video is the closest you'll ever come in your life to finding out how this is possible, including the existence of an afterlife. And remember this, one day after you die, a part of you might become a ghost, whether you like it or not. If that be the case, then here's a toast to your future ghost. Let us examine the hypothetical existence of ghosts from a purely scientific perspective, with me starting by saying that I believe that the physics of ghosts can in part be explained through a scientific discipline called biophotonics. Especially when we consider the scientifically proven fact that all humans emit what doctors and biologists call biophotons, insofar that all atoms, including those in the human body, emit photons, and all photons, including the biophotons emitted by the atoms in human bodies, as well as clothing, are magnetically charged, insofar that they all generate a measurable magnetic field. It is also relevant to note that ghosts are not reported to change clothes, and they also seem to move along as if suspended under water, as you bear in mind that the universe is supposedly submerged in some kind of invisible fluid, according to fluid universe theory. In addition to being magnetic, including the Earth with its magnetic core and crust, bearing this in mind, I think it is not out of the question that perhaps the biophotons left behind by people who have died are trapped and suspended in the fluid component of our so-called fluid universe, in addition to being caught up in Earth's magnetic field flux lines. Magnetic fields are in part used by scientists to manipulate magnetic nano and microparticles, in part for use in medical bioimaging and diagnostic equipment, including magnetic resonance imagers. The coils in this example generate the same type of magnetic fields as Earth's magnetic field lines, and I suspect that perhaps there are a bunch of loose biophotons from long dead people that are suspended around the Earth and trapped in Earth's magnetic field flux lines, not unlike particles of oceanic sediment trapped in eddy current whirlpools that keep these particulates circulating back to the same place, according to fluctuations in Earth's electromagnetic field currents. Also consider the concept that perhaps the magnetic properties of the biophotons produced by our bodies have something to do with the technology of magnetic recording, including magnetic memory, as we bear in mind once again the magnetic fields produced by the Earth, as well as by our biophotons, that are no different than the magnetic fields produced by magnetic recording equipment, and this would include optical magnetic recording and memory devices. If indeed ghosts are the subatomic photonic residues of spirits who have passed on, the question remains as to where these spirits have passed on to, as we bear in mind that countless people over the millennia who have experienced what are called near-death experiences, especially those people who claim to recall traveling through a tunnel of light of some kind, as we bear in mind the concept of what is called quantum tunneling, juxtaposed to the concept of internet tunnels, with black holes being associated with quantum tunneling in addition to supposedly being computers, with the core of the Earth also supposedly being a computer, according to some sources. Whatever the case, quantum tunnels and wormholes supposedly connect different regions of space and appear to be serving as the equivalent of optical fibers. This would be the only explanation for the so-called tunnels of light as described by people with near-death experiences, with the black hole perhaps at the center of our Milky Way being connected to the theoretical black hole at the core of the Earth, with the black hole at the center of our Milky Way being our final destination, perhaps, as returning beings of pure light. There could also be a black hole in the cores of the other planets, perhaps, which could also be playing multiple roles as optical router modules and fibers and so forth. Perhaps the heat and pressure at the cores of the Earth and other planets cause the laws of physics to change in a way that facilitates micro black hole production and the interconnections between different regions of space through wormholes and quantum tunnels and so forth, in addition to serving as some kind of light-based computer and optical cable router system and other technologies through which we essentially download and re-upload and download and re-upload in a cycle of technologically facilitated reincarnation that is in part based on the biophotonics of humans. Perhaps the light produced by our biophotons more than likely has something to do with the concept of photonic computing, or light-based computing. As we also bear in mind that black holes are considered to be prisons of light by astrophysicists, from which there is no escape for this light, with Scientific American magazine postulating that black holes are computers that are supposedly pulling in information, with the core of the Earth also supposedly also harboring a black hole. Which perhaps could be serving as a portal to the black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy, as the equivalent of an internet tunnel in some kind of computer network or network on chip, including an optical/photonic network on chip and related light-based technologies, which in turn correspond to the concept of the so-called light hole network, the dynamics of which correspond to light-based technologies in general. As we also consider that the Gnostic religion postulates that the black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy, aka Sagittarius A, is some kind of cosmic intelligence from which we came and to which we will likely return. And if you like this video, hit the like button and share and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can receive notification whenever I upload a new video. and I included a playlist if you want to explore some of my concepts further.